You're tuned in to What the Fuck News with Charlene and Pooh. We keep up with the shenanigans so you don't have to. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hey everybody, this is Charlene from over here, What the Fuck News. I'm here with Pooh, and today we will be taking a look at what the AG said about this indictment of Diddy. Pooh hasn't seen it. I've seen parts of it. So we're going to take our time today, watch the full statement, and then we're going to come back with our thoughts and our questions, and that'll be the show for today. So take a listen to what we saw on the, you know, I just screwed it all up, but y'all know what it is. Okay? Okay, here we go. Let's share the screen. And I'm going to make this bigger because it is wild, y'all. It's wild. Here we go.
Speaking right now.
And let's head to the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan and hear more about the charges in this case.
Arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs's crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs's residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs's electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether. Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches. As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well, we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced. Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4HSI-TIP. I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them. I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking in Person Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation. They will continue to be invaluable partners to us. I also want to thank the incredible agents and analysts from SDNY who have also provided tremendous assistance on this case. I'm deeply grateful for their continued work. And finally, I want to thank the outstanding career prosecutors from SDNY who are handling this case. Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson, Chrissy Slavic, Madison Smizer, and Mitzi Steiner, and their supervisors, Jamie Backleeper and Jacqueline Kelly. They are members of the Civil Rights Unit in our criminal division. We created the Civil Rights Unit when I became U.S. Attorney. I'm deeply proud of their work on this and so many other cases. I'll now take some questions.
Aaron Katursky, ABC.
Thanks, Nick. Damian, thanks. The indictment describes aggressive, open, violent, hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely enforcement so long to intervene. How many women were victimized by Sean Combs and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today. And we are committed to making sure that justice is done. Next question.
Thank you. Julia Ainsley, NBC.
Thank you for doing this. You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
Brigadier General Scott Perry has spent a lifetime fighting for America, leading troops in battle.
Janet Fisher, Newsday.
Yeah. What's the difference between the sex trafficking and promoting travel for the purpose of prostitution?
Well, there are different crimes with different elements. I don't think we should get into the nitty-gritty of the legal discussion right now, but the sex trafficking, we believe, they're all serious offenses, but the sex trafficking conduct carries some significant penalties, and we are gratified that we were able to bring that charge.
Is one more coercive than the other?
I'm not going to be able to get into that, but you can look it up, and yes, sex trafficking, especially when it involves coercion or force, is a very serious crime, and it carries significant penalties.
Good afternoon, Darla Miles, ABC 7 New York. Thank you for this press conference and for the details. 2 questions. In context of this indictment and the information that was presented to the grand jury, are you able to clarify the number of victims? It's mentioned plural in the indictment, but can you specify the number of victims just for this particular indictment? And secondly, can you provide details about the alleged arson?
Unfortunately, I'm not able to provide either. The number of victims, you are correct. We are intentional in saying multiple. The details of the arson incident are limited to what we have in the indictment and also the detention letter that we filed, which contains more details than the indictment does at various points, but we don't have anything more beyond that. Next question.
Lynn Tran, CNN.
Are any of his accomplices or associates under investigation? And additionally, could he face any more charges?
So the investigation is ongoing. That means both as to him and to anyone else who we believe committed the crime with him. Next question.
Juliet Papa.
Hi, good morning from 1010 Wins. Any indication that some of the women or victims here were imprisoned in his residences? And did he have locations where he kept them and they were not allowed to leave? And also, he's indicted here, although there were searches and raids in LA, Miami. Why in New York?
Well, I'm biased. I'm the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York. I think that we have an outstanding track record of bringing some of the most impactful, sprawling, complex, difficult sex trafficking, human trafficking, labor trafficking, you name it. The Southern District of New York can do it, and so we're very proud of that. And so the scope and complexity of this investigation isn't something that we ran from. It's something that we embrace, and we will continue to do that. As to your question about whether he imprisoned anyone, all I can say is that, I mentioned this March 2016 incident where something was caught on video where a victim was attempting to flee, and there was violence that was associated with it.
Was that at the residence or a hotel?
That was at a hotel.
Matthew Lee, Inner City Press.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Does your office intend to seek remand, or are you reaching a bail package? And if you're willing, how would you contrast this with the R. Kelly case in EDNY in terms of the elements? Thanks.
So we will be seeking detention. We have filed a letter laying out our reasoning for seeking pretrial detention. I'm not going to be able to expand beyond what's in the letter, but it contains all of the reasoning, and it contains the law as well. There is a presumption of detention in a case like this, and we think that's warranted.
John Anise, New York Daily News.
Thank you. I was hoping to get some more detail about the searches of his residence, the guns, the cases of lubricant, and the videos. Where were they found amongst his residents? Were they all scattered around the houses in one place? I kind of wanted to just get a better picture of how that stuff was found.
Well, look, I think that some of the details that you're seeking are in the detention letter. So, for instance, some of the AR-15s, 2 of the 3 defaced AR-15s were found in his bedroom closet in Miami, broken down into parts along with magazines with ammunition loaded in them. So some of that detail is in the detention letter. Beyond that, I'm not going to be able to get into where other items were stored.
Ben Kochman, Post.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Your office was the office that had been prosecuting Jeffrey Epstein before he died in custody. I have not read your detention memo yet. It's the first thing I'm going to do after this ends. But does the memo address, or is your office concerned with Combs's safety in custody, given what happened with Epstein?
So we are concerned with anyone's safety whenever they are detained prior to trial. It's part of our obligations to keep people safe as well. It's part of the criminal justice system. So, but I do not draw any sort of connection between Jeffrey Epstein's suicide and what may or may not happen to any other defendant while they are detained pretrial. And of course, the decision whether to detain the defendant will be up to a judge. Our position is that pretrial detention is warranted under the law and based on the facts of this case. And I'll leave it at that.
Are some of the prosecutors on this case some of the same prosecutors that had been handling that or that worked on the Maxwell case?
So I'm not going to get into the staffing. I will say that this team, this group of AUSAs, this incredible group has been working on this case around the clock, and they've had their hands full. Next question.
Gus Rosendale, NBC News.
Good morning, sir. Combs' attorney said that his client has been cooperative with investigators. He said that this morning. I was wondering if you would have a reaction to that.
Let me just say this. I think that generally with increasing frequency, the word cooperative or cooperating has taken on tremendous elasticity, and it no longer really bears any relation to what the word means when we use it in a very specific context. So responding to lawful process and the like does not qualify as cooperation when we use that term here.
Mike Sisak, AP.
Thanks. To that end, was there any discussion of Mr. Combs surrendering? I understand he was taken into custody at a hotel in Manhattan last night, and maybe that wasn't the plan. Can you elaborate on how that came about and why that was?
I'm not going to be able to get into any sort of operational details as to how he was taken into custody and when. He is in custody right now. He will be appearing in court later today.
Was there any discussion of him surrendering, given they claim he's cooperating?
I'm not going to be able to get into law enforcement tactics or operations.
Make this a summer to share in one of our capable SUVs.
They just asking all the wrong questions. Like, you got all these guns in the house. Where was the kids? You had just kids?
I can't get into the charging decision. It is very meaningful to us that weapons were possessed, as we allege in the indictment. Part of the reason why this conduct was so pervasive and harmful was because victims and others didn't necessarily feel comfortable denying him his wishes, as we allege, because of the presence of firearms. I should leave it there.
Thanks. Last question, Jacob Shamison.
Jacob Shamsian, Business Insider. Thank you. Given that he's the sole defendant in this case and that you allege he's part of a conspiracy that involves members of his companies, do you anticipate a superseding indictment bring allegations against other members of his companies or other co-conspirators as well?
I can't take anything off the table. Anything is possible. Our investigation is very active and ongoing. And I think a lot of you who cover this office know that when we say such things, that developments are certainly foreseeable, but I cannot predict them sitting here today. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
What part of his business empire?
Let's discuss this, because I got another video to show you of Shyne reacting to the arrest of Diddy. So now give me your thoughts, and because I have mine written down.
Yeah, like I was saying, so you mean to tell me he had all these guns, lube and baby oil and all this shit? Like, was the kids staying in that same house too?
I believe okay. Here's the rumor, and everything we're discussing, guys, is alleged now because we don't know. We weren't there. We don't do Diddy parties. We're not in that scene. We're just giving our opinions and our reactions to everything right now. So, because you try to sue either one of us, we ain't got a crab crush. But anyway, the kids do live in those houses with him when he's there. I guess when he's not there, because it's two girls now. The one he has with Kim Porter, we're going to talk about that too. Kim Porter, they are up in California, back in California with a friend of Kim's. Everything I'm talking is alleged because I'm listening to the YouTube streets and I'm reading reports. So everything I'm reading says he's back there. His two girls, the ones that's under 18, the twins.
Yeah,
they're up in California with one of Kim's friends. Okay, them boys, the oldest one that's with Kim, he's not involved in it. Okay, them two that's his, them two boys that's his, them two, yeah, the two boys that are biological his is tied up. One ain't kind of tied up in it. He's trying to stay away from it, but it's one tied up. He's already been charged with raping a girl on a cruise ship that they had rent. You know how the rich people rent cruisers and they go out and do out into the middle of the ocean and do all that freak shit. Yeah. Well, the son, the one that looked just like him, they can't rap. Yeah, him. He is got charges now that he raped the girl, one of the staff members. So we're talking about when they say it's like a mob empire. That's why it's trafficking. That's why he's being charged with trafficking. Okay,
racketeering. That's what you mean.
I mean, yeah, no, trafficking and racketeering. So this is a RICO charge. You might as well just say RICO, bro. Okay, and then did you hear him let me start from the beginning. When he was talking about the videos of him in the hallway, that was Cassie he was hitting.
That's what I said.
Yeah. I heard you. I heard you when you said that was Cassie. Then when he said he had shoved and he hit her in the side of the head, that was Cassie. Blow, when they talking about the arson,
they talking about Kid Cudi car.
Allegedly, exactly, he blew up the car, but they're saying that he bragged about it. Okay. There are many people on those. They got videos. When the man mentioned videos, I want people to understand. Some of y'all favorites are going to be on those videos. And when this all clears up, them videos are going to be leaked one way or the other, whether you think it's right or not.
They already leaked pages of Kim book.
And that had my hand shaking when I was listening to people talk about the details of it. Yeah. Now I'm wondering where it got leaked from, because from what I'm hearing, Kim Porter, when she passed away, that they ransacked her house. Now this is alleged. I don't know. I wasn't there. I ain't broke into shit. But this is what I'm hearing. Okay. So when they ransacking her house, why are you ransacking her house? That's what I'm wondering. What is that? Is it a train by you or something?
It's a train. I live by train.
Okay. They just let us know, hey, okay. But okay, now who had the book? There's a push now to reopen Kim Porter's mysterious death. Okay. There already a couple of weeks ago, Keefe B, which I saw the video of that, so this is not alleged. News is reporting that he says that he was paid $1 million by Captain Pringle. Okay,
Captain
so
Pringle.
to find out, and somebody might be brought to justice for taking Tupac's life. So now we're talking about taking Tupac's life. Who took Biggie's? And the rumor is, here we go into the rumor. The rumor is, so we're going to get this out the way before I show y'all the video of Shyne saying that Diddy ruined his life. Then we'll get into discussion of what that took place on that. They're saying that, I don't know how true this is, but they're looking into, what is that big little boy? Married to that girl. Jay-Z and Beyonce. Rumor is Beyonce is on tape doing some shady shit. And don't come after me because I'm not a Beyonce fan. So y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to me. It don't shake no leaves off my tree. They say she's on there doing some things. I don't know if she was doing some drugs. She might have been coked out. I don't know. Everything is alleged. I ain't seen the tape, not yet. But I'm looking forward to seeing it because I want to know who's all on there because they got PD Jakes running. He done been to the Diddy. But guess who said that everybody that was doing shady shit, 2024, the bail was going to be lifted. It looked like everybody getting snitched out.
Everybody.
When I say everybody, it ain't just Diddy. Now, this is just, and people are saying that this is a distraction from what happened to Trump. We're going to leave Trump for the very end because I got something to say about that shit. That'll be an honorable mention for his fat ass. But we're going to move on, and I'm going to show you this video of Shyne and how he felt about this thing. Okay, so let me go over here and get rid of him over here. Hold on, wait, because I'm shut up, man. Shut up, man. Shut up, bro. Because I gotta present the screen and gotta share the screen. And here he is. Come on, Shyne. We gonna get this together. Cause you know I'm not good at this. I'm an old woman, so give me a pass, y'all. Here we go.
When I was a 18-year-old kid, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make Belize proud and do what all of us want to do, be recognized for our talent and take over the world. I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me. And he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave. I moved on. But let us not pretend as if I was in Miami for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And that
spent a birthday with him once.
I
saw a birthday cake.
went again to do a charity event for impoverished youth in London. So let us not lose sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life and who I forgave and who I moved on, and for the better interest of Belize, because he was in a position at that time to give scholarships and to maybe invest. I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize, but don't distort it as if he and I were bombale. This is someone that destroyed my life, but do I take any joy or any satisfaction with what he is going through? Absolutely not. I am different than maybe other people. No one needs to fail for me to succeed. No one needs to suffer for me.
At the height of your professional relationship, or thereafter through the reconciliation, when he was an instrumental part of promoting you through Revolt Media, were you aware of these freak off events, and were you aware of them? Did you have any participation in them?
Oh my goodness, Jules Vasquez. Jules Vasquez.
Were you aware of them?
Jules Vasquez.
Were you aware of the freak offs?
Sir, I had nothing to do with Sean Combs' personal life, no interaction. That level, everything was strictly on a professional level.
Okay, that's the end of that, y'all. You can't tell me nothing, bro. Yeah. So I'm back. Go ahead with your thought.
I mean, like I said before, it wasn't new news to the hood that he went down for Diddy. He definitely did ruin that man's life. And I just feel like there's more to come. There's definitely more to come.
Yeah, it is. And I thought this was going to be a longer show, but it's actually not because I'm just waiting for the rest of the fallout, and I will be keeping everybody abreast on it through TikTok and everything. And I want to let Pooh know you can actually I will give you some information after we through recording. I got some information to give you. But as far as Diddy is concerned, I woke up this morning and I was hearing more details into the indictment itself because I swear to God, y'all, he did not give y'all all of the information that I've been hearing from people that actually went and got the indictment and was reading it. It had my hands literally shaking from traumatic stuff that I lived as a kid coming back to the surface. That point of where you have no choice but to do as you're told, because and just imagine that happening to an adult, because for me as a one kid, but this is happening to adults by a person that has money and power. Let that sink in, man. Let that sink in. This man had the 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 power to either let you succeed in the music industry, put you in places where you could succeed, or he had the power to doom you. And he used his power for his own sexual gratification. Now, here's where the rumors are. Okay, we already know about the baby oil and all that stuff. When the Southern District is coming after you, I need people to understand when the feds are coming after you. They already have their ducks in a row.
Yeah, the feds, they've been watching.
You understand what I'm saying? So here's new information. When Diddy Bop was out here in New York, and when they picked him up, I have video of him. Somebody called him sitting out at Central Park, just sitting in the park with some people. And I guess he was staying at some hotel downtown because supposedly now here is another alleged, because like I said, I was not there, and this is just things that I've heard on the internet, reading in the news. Allegedly, he had made a deal to turn himself in because this came out of his own lawyer's mouth. He knew as of early as of March that he knew that he was about to go down. So when he was doing all that dancing outside and all that old shit, he already knew what it was. Y'all, the public didn't know what it was. Okay? When he got on there and did that old punk ass apology to Cassie, but never called her name, and then took it down, he knew then what was coming. His handlers probably told him to take it down. But now I'm hearing there are people quitting. His lawyers and things are quitting. Okay? People that work for him are quitting. You got heads of record labels leaving because the bottom is about to fall out, y'all. I'm telling you, this is bigger than what any of us ever thought this could possibly be. We know that they freaking deaky. We know that, but who would have thought it was going this far, where you're being charged with trafficking? Do you understand? Trafficking people. You're moving people across state line. What is wrong with you, bro? So all these people now, and y'all owe Jaguar, right?
A huge apology.
Y'all need to really get up. Y'all really need to get that girl, because she told y'all. But y'all was calling her crazy, and they was having that girl arrested and put in mental institutions and locking her up, and she ain't lying, y'all. The bottom is about to fall out, people. And what y'all don't understand is that there is a shift. But all you nasty, make nasty ass ninjas out there, your shit about to come to an end. It's about to come to an end. The devil can only rule the earth for a while. Your time is up. And I believe that. And I don't follow organized religion, but I believe that the devil's time is up. And y'all ain't seen the fallout yet. This is Charlene from over here, What the Fuck News, and my girl Pooh. We come back to y'all and we show y'all the shenanigans. And this week, we showing y'all what we feel on the shenanigans of the week. And it's Diddy Bop, diddling, and doing the diddler. And we out. We hope to see y'all again. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok. Pooh, give them your TikTok information.
It's Chic and Fleek, SHECANFLEEK.
Y'all have a good one. We'll check you out next time. This is Charlene from over at What the Fuck News. And yes, I'm chewing on some shit. Bye.
Do you want to be in love with a real one? Or you just want to cut? Fuck laying the pipe. Love me for life. Keep saying you will, but I feel like you